Thank you very much. I'll pick up from my colleagues and my professor Ilhami and Dr. Tariq said. Looking at our current status today, again, we are on a very positive note. Egypt has been forever resilient, considering what's happening around us. And if we today look at the geopolitical, it is impacting us, yet we were very resilient and people insisted to come and visit the country in its all aspects. So whether in the Red Sea, Upper Egypt, Cairo, and so on and so forth. But before I tell you about the hotels in Cairo and the capacity, in my opinion, I think there are very crucial points that we need to address if we are to move forward and if we are to improve our share from the competition happening around us. And they basically lie in culture and perception, so we can counter the hostility in the streets and how people and the new generation would perceive a tourist visiting Egypt. I think we have a big role to play yet, introducing the importance of a tourism in Egypt and a tourist in Egypt. What is this? What's in it for me? Me as the individual living in a village in Aswan or in any of the places in Upper Egypt. We as a country, we need to promote the value of such industry to all the population. That's very important. Coupled with the education and training, and Hugh mentioned this as well as Mr. Ilhami. I think over the past 6 years, we've lost about 35% of our skilled worker to either neighboring countries or to other industries. And the reason, because we could not sustain a decent income. So these people can afford a decent living, similar to other industries or similar to other countries. And that's a big subject that we can tap on and discuss for a very long time. Going back to your main question about the hotels in Cairo, I think Cairo has about 22,000 rooms altogether. When we heard that Dubai is to open 120,000 rooms before their biggest event. So Cairo only has 22,000 rooms. We are short of hotels and we are short of diverse products that we can provide to the market. I think we're coming from an era where we say we need to have 5-star hotels. There is nothing wrong of having 3 stars and 4 stars, but providing the right product. And as you said, I may be lucky coming from a multinational company that understands the different types of products that we can offer to the market. We have about 24 brands. Yet in Egypt, we only know maybe 2 and probably 3 coming. So as the other multinational hotel chains. We need to make this accessible and we need to make this realized by everyone, by the public, so we can serve and cater to every different segment that comes to Cairo. We are short of luxury property in Cairo. We are short of what we call the focus service. Focus service is hotels that can cater for a corporate person that is coming to Cairo. They need to have good internet, breakfast, that's it, and a clean room, obviously. They don't need to have all the rest of the facilities that are within the luxury properties, and so on and so forth. So this is what we are short of. And we're short of having hotels in, not only in Cairo, but in other destinations within the country as well. This is what we need to perhaps focus on, but before tapping on that, we need to think of who will serve within these properties. Because we need to look at our education system when it comes to tourism, and we need to upgrade this. The world have moved far surpassed us when it comes to education. And if we can tap on this, we can yield a lot on what comes to Egypt. And instead of making 13 billion from 14.7 million tourism, I think we can rocket this number to perhaps over 20 with this number. So it's yielding on what you have. This will come through proper services and proper hardware that we can present. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Abla and the organizers for having the tourism session as the number 2. I really appreciate this, and I call upon you to have more regular sessions like this, because there is a lot to be discussed in this. And in Egypt, we always say that tourism is a nationwide project. We always say this, but we don't do anything about it. We need to have a collective efforts and path that we can achieve this. And in answering your question, do you know the ratio or the percentage of the hotel chains in Egypt does not exceed 12%. So actually in Egypt, we are short of those international. Yes, it's good to move into boutique hotels and to different offerings, but we need to identify it. The wording of a boutique hotel is a small, little cute hotel that can cater for a certain service. In Egypt, we consider this as the luxury properties, which is not normally the case. So we need to open ourselves to other experiences and other brands that can come and serve our needs. Moreover, we need to maybe adapt a nationwide project whereby we have our own chain. We have seen neighboring countries creating their own chain, and they became international chains right now. We have not seen this project, although we were the first to start tourism within the Middle East. I remember we opened the first international hotel in the Middle East back in 1959. But yet we don't have a proper international or a proper hotel operating company that went beyond Egypt, where others have done so. So we need to look at the formula. And for us to do that, we need to properly look at the studies. We need to properly look how can we attract the new generation to our industry. And for that to happen, we need to look at the entire formula. How can we make our industry sexy and appealing to those generations that are talking totally different language, so they can come? Back in the days when I joined the industry, the elite of the society were enrolling in the tourism and hotel industry. Now it's not the case. So we need to look at the root cause, fix it, and then work accordingly. As Tariq said, we should move away from the typical recipes that we have, and we should be able to tailor-make new recipes according to the demand. And we see what is being offered around us, so we can tap on the untapped opportunity we have. Egypt still have a lot of untapped opportunities when it comes to tourism. Where are we with the sports tourism? Where are we with the wellness tourism? Where are we with the ecotourism? There is a lot to be tapped on before we move forward, and we say we need to move away from the big brands or the big scary names to our own local ones. And before I leave you, I need to leave you with a couple of notes that perhaps maybe Dr. Abla can take this and create other sessions, because they are very important. How can we make our airports to become our ambassadors? And how can we showcase what we have in our country, in our airports? Because this is one of the ideas where you can promote and showcase what you have. It's not only the Sphinx and the pyramids and the Citadel. We have a lot. So how can we make use of our airports to do that? How can we promote, as I said, our industry to the new generation? And why is it very difficult that we can create one simple event calendar for a year to be digitalized and spread around the world so people would know that we're opening the gym on such and such date. We have an event by the pyramids on such and such date, so they can properly plan their calendar and travel accordingly. Chains leaving Sharm el-Sheikh and our resorts, very straightforward, and I know I get my fingers burned because of that, because owners are not meeting the standards of those international chains. So the hotels will become a bad image or damaging their brand, so they basically leave. And this is to do with the ups and downs of our business. Hop in and hop out together with advertising, we need to sort out our transportation first. And if you go out of the airport and you see a line of taxi like elsewhere, then we can talk about the hop in and hop out. Otherwise, it's very dangerous. I wouldn't recommend. Advertising, you picked up advertising, right? Sorry. So the branded apartment is a new baby coming to Egypt. It's all over the world. It is very well known and it is a very good product. We are yet to judge the experience because it's very new. A lot of companies are focusing on this, which I think is a very good thing, and it will attract a lot of family travelers to the country. And I encourage it. Thank you.